Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about 12 challenges engineers face in their career. There will be different challenges that engineers face in their career, like staying update with the technology and the industry developments and managing the complex projects, meeting regulatory requirements, working with the diverse teams, maintaining work-life balance, dealing with uncertainty, communication with clients and teams, finding right balance between creativity and productivity, managing stress, dealing with setbacks, maintaining their own professional development, and continuing education. These are the 12 challenges that generally engineers face. We will go in detail one by one. Before that, I want to share you a mind map. These are the 12 challenges engineers face in their career. The first one is staying update with the technology and industry developments. So you know that the technology, information, and the development what's happening in today's world is very fast. Everything is changing and getting developed, have its new way of functioning, new way of knowledge is getting acquired. It becomes a challenge if you take any field, the kind of development that takes place, because nowadays in one technology itself many people are working on that. Earlier there may be a one group of people or two group of people or three. Now we can't think about how many people are working on a particular technology. In that, lot many knowledge are published, and not so many knowledges are not even known to the public. So if you look at the kind of the pace at which the knowledge on each and every technology is building up, it is very difficult to handle by the engineers, because it is very essential that they have to maintain the information then with the update relevant information to do the projects. So in the industrial development also, to compete with the market, the engineers must be knowing all this technology. So staying update with the technology and industrial development is the first challenge that every engineer face. Then when they get into the projects, the second one is managing complex projects. When they get into different kinds of projects, there also they have different handling those projects. There is so many things are there with the project, because the time resources, time constraints, and also handling teams, and there also can be a fast changes in the project, because scope of the project may be changing with time. If you are going for a small time project, you may be able to complete with the same goal. But sometimes if it's a long term project, the scope of the project can vary with time to time. So you may be starting the project with one scope in mind, but at later time, with different changes, political, natural, environmental changes, and also the public demand, so many things can affect the if it's a client project, then it's a client may have a different idea and understanding, and their deliverability it is also can change. So accordingly, to manage projects, even a simple project, managing itself is getting very difficult. So when it becomes a complex project, then you can understand the kind of challenge an engineer can face. Then third is meeting regulatory requirement. We know that we are living in a land of law, so we have to follow certain rules and regulation, because we cannot do things as it is to our whims and fancies. We cannot do with our ideas, just with our ideas, because we have to see that particular thing, what project or whatever we are doing as an engineer, it should be compliance with the laws of the land, because we have already laid down, so this particular development should happen this way, and we have put some restrictions in so many things, because it's not affect other people. So meeting regulatory compliance becomes a headache, because it's make the projects more complex. Sometimes it make it difficult, and sometimes they are not able to deliver the kind of result they want to do, get in that project, and many other things can affect. So meeting regulatory requirement is a must. And For that, sometimes we have to spare the scope. Also, we have to little bit change in looking at the regulatory requirements of that particular project in that certain time of whatever the laws and regulations are available. We have to follow that. So that is the third point. And fourth point is working with diverse teams. So when it is a project, whether it is small project or big project, there will be a lot of people. People's involvement is a must. Now, whatever automation you do, there is in so many areas, there is required, a lot of people are required to accomplish that project. So dealing with the different teams, communicate with them properly, it becomes a greater challenge, because the people are coming from different education qualification with different backgrounds, and they have different mindset, and they have different work culture. And so these all things really affect the difficulty in managing the teams. So that is the fourth challenge that the engineer can face. The fifth one is then maintaining a work-life balance. As we have some requirement in our workspace, we have also some priority in our personal life, personal space. So that also we have to meet. So it becomes very difficult when we have something we have urgently to attend at our home. At the same time, you have me in the peak time of the project, that you have some timelines, you have to complete it. So and also we have many other inconvenience can occur. So to balance making your company or your team happy and your family members happy becomes a great challenge for engineers. Then the sixth one is dealing with uncertainty. Uncertainty is that one thing that it can have, because almost risk is there when there is uncertainty is there, and whatever the way we plan cannot happen when there is an uncertainty. So there is many ways that uncertainty can happen, like that natural calamities, or as human made problems, or the decision makers or management decisions. All these kind of things can result into uncertainty. So we have to deal with that. Become a very big challenge, because we cannot go with our plans. We must have plans A, B, C, like that, because that is required while dealing with any project. Uncertainty is natural, so we have to look for that also. Now, seventh point is managing the client expectations. Every client has their own criterias, how they want to get the project done, and they have their own taste. So as an engineer, we have to see all those things. And it's sometimes the requirement may be sometimes intangible things, where we cannot exactly write down what is exactly there in mind, because it's more non-tangible terms they may be telling. So once the project get executed, then only they will come with a feedback, and they may change. Okay, there's some changes required. Here some changes required, like that. They may at the end will not be that much fully happy with the project execution. So we have to work hard again, looking at their feedback. Again, we have to work on the project. So managing the client expectation and make them feel happy, and answering in the proper way, so that they feel that they have get the best out of this project, like that. So that also one of the criteria. The eighth one is the communication with the client and team members. So when you have a project, engineers will be working in an environment where there is customers or clients, and also team members. You have to look after both these people. Then only the project execution can be done in 100% better way, because we have to look our team members, their interest, their questions we have to answer. They have a lot of challenges. We have to help them to execute those challenges, execute those giving solution to those challenges. because our team members also may be directly interacting with the customers or the clients. So we have to make sure that our teams are behaving properly with our customers and they are able to understand their requirement properly. All this are a big challenge for an engineer manager. So when he has to see that the particular project, even he has fully clear with his technical terms, while executing the things, he have to keep his team as well as the clients in a better way. He has to handle them. So this is one of the important challenge. Then ninth is finding the right balance between the creativity and practicality. Because when you look at the doing anything, any product execution or manufacturing any product or custom made product, whatever, we have a lot of creative ideas that we can execute with that project or with that product. So sometimes we will find it very difficult when you look at in the practical terms. Maybe it may be if you like to execute that creative idea into that particular project, the project may get extended. It may take more time to execute that creative idea, or it may be asking more funds to execute that creative idea, or there may be not a proper skill set for executing those ideas in the project. So creative ideas many creative ideas may be there, but there is a lot of challenges to execute it when we look at practicality of those things. So that is one of the challenge. As a project engineer, as an engineer, you may be finding many creative ideas, but many times we will not be able to execute it because of the practicality of it, in terms of finance, in terms of team, in terms of time limit, in terms of other resources. We may find it challenging. Then another one is 10th, that managing the stress. Because when an engineer in the work, he have lot many things on his head. So definitely stress is a definite thing, that unless and otherwise that engineer is so much calm and cool to take care of all those things in a very lighter and cool manner. Even though when the things happening not in a planned way, or things are not happening in the way that we are executing or we are planned, then definitely there will be a lot of tensions can arise, because the top management will not be happy, or the clients may not be happy, the team members may not be happy, because they are team members are pulled into the unplanned task and extra work or something like that. So definitely those pressures will come to the engineer. Also, the top management may be in a questioning them for not able to do in the project in a on time. So that can be a situation that where the customer also maybe pushing hard and talking in tight terms with the engineer regarding the executing project, because there is a pressure from your home side or personal side where you are not able to attend those things. So many things are can be the reason for the stress for the engineers. So managing the stress is one of the important challenge of engineers. Then the 11th one is dealing with setbacks and failures. So if you are in work, if you are into the job, then definitely there is some failure or mistake is natural, because if you are into the work, if you are not doing anything, there may not be any failure or mistakes. But if you are into the work, definitely there is chances to be failure and a lot of mistakes or setbacks is justifiable. But how to handle or deal with this is very difficult, because it may cost a lot of financial losses. Sometimes the failures may result into the project feasibility also, maybe because it's not able to done in the right time. The validity of the project may have lost. So many things are there that those times how to handle those things is becomes a very big challenge for the engineers. So dealing with setbacks and failures is one of the big challenge for engineers. Then now if all other things are okay, settled down, now what as an individual, when you look at it, the 12th one is maintaining their own professional development and continuing education. Because when you are in a full pressure and full tight working environment, then there is not much time to think about about himself as an engineer, and about his career growth, about his education, further educations or development. There is less time for him to do those things. So this to do these things at that kind of a tight working environment also becomes very challenging. Because if the engineer is putting a real try, then only he can do it. Because in normal way it will be very difficult for an engineer to get a more learning he can get from the job. But if you want to do some other development in the professional side, learning something or from what is out from the work, and to continue the education, then it becomes very difficult for him with the kind of job pressure he may be having. So it also become a big challenge for the engineers. Because he has to think definitely for the what the next higher thing he can do. For that he may have to acquire a lot of knowledge other than what he is presently doing. So it becomes a big challenge. So these are the 12 challenges that engineers face in the career. I could able to list out. So we will once again go through those challenges. One is staying update with the technology and industry developments and managing complex projects. Then third is meeting regulatory requirements. Fourth is working with diverse teams. Fifth is maintaining a work-life balance. Sixth is dealing with uncertainty. Seven is managing client expectations. Eight is communication with clients and team members. And ninth is finding right balance between creativity and practicality. And 10th is managing stress. And 11th is dealing with setbacks and failures. And 12th is maintaining their own professional development and continuing education. These are the 12 challenges I have listed out here. So every engineer can look to these challenges, what can happen in their life when they are getting into any kind of career. So they can find out a solution, or find out how they can reduce the effect of these all challenges, and how they can handle this properly and thrive in their career. They may look for that. So thank you for listening this video. So whatever is listed out is some of the practical challenges that engineers are facing. I like to introduce myself, Pradeepkumar KP. I am as engineer's growth coach. So every time when I meet an engineer, I'll ask him what his expertise. And most of the people will not be very clear about what their expertise is. The second one is that some people would have their own expertise, but they will not be knowing how to communicate their expertise to the world. Because if they are not telling that I am good at something, there is no use of it. Whether he is to find out somebody who give a job to him, or somewhere he can get a freelance work, or from where he can do some business or self-employment. So if you want to do those things, he has to communicate so to the customers that this kind of expert or potential I have got, then I can help you out, you people, for solving this problem. So if people comes to know that, then they should also have the capability to monetize that expertise. Because generally what happens is that you have very good talent and everything, and all people also know that, and they also ready to take your service, but you don't know to ask money from them, or what I have to charge, and how I will do that, and how to monetize their expertise, and how I can have a sustainable income. The engineers lack those kind of things. So I help engineers to excel in their profession, because I want all engineers to achieve high income growth, happy living, and they also must have a purpose in life. Regarding this, I am also conducting some courses or coaching to those engineers. And for more details, you can visit my website. The website link is given below. So thank you for listening.